back on top in June. When the world seems to shine like you've had too much wine, that's...
When I'm back on top and the world seems to shine like you've had too much, once just an unknown pizza delivery guy in less than 3 minutes, his voice left all of America speechless. That's Sal Valentinetti, the golden voice that emerged from America's Got Talent. What has he got if not himself? Everyone thought he'd be a fleeting phenomenon until they saw him return leaner hand in hand with his fiancée at a Hollywood party. And the real story behind his spotlight is only just beginning, early life finding out what you want to do for the rest of your life. I never done anything like this before. I'm literally a pizza guy from Long Island. Sal Valentinetti was born and raised in Bethpage, a small town on Long Island, New York. In the heart of this Italian-American community, Sal's family stood out as a classic traditional model. His father, Steve, was a hard-working man who always put honor first, while his mother, Maria, was the soul of the family, raising her children with love and strict moral principles. In Sal's childhood memories, the kitchen was always filled with the aroma of tomato sauce. Laughter echoed every Sunday night, and family gatherings brought together 3 generations. Nonetheless, if asked to name the person who left the greatest mark on his early years, Sal would unhesitatingly choose his grandmother. She was the one who ignited his passion for classic music from a very young age. After kindergarten, each day S would sit with her listening to Yoshali play old love songs by Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Bobby Darin, or Tony Bennett. I never want to forget those sounds, Sal once shared in an interview. They're the most vivid memories I have with her. His grandmother also passed down a love for a bygone era, a time when music valued style, refinement, and elegance as sacred. With her, Sal didn't just listen to music. He learned to feel the melody, how a single note could move someone with a gentle glide at the end. That love grew over the years and became an inseparable part of his artistic identity, and tattered, still, the voice that would later captivate millions was discovered entirely by chance. At 15, during a trumpet lesson with renowned Long Island music teacher, Dr. Isef Merkel, Sal was asked to pick a song to feel its rhythm. Instead of playing the trumpet, the teenager suddenly sang Mac the Knife, a song he'd memorized from his days listening with his grandmother. Music. The class was stunned. Merkel froze for a few seconds before exclaiming, "Do you performing arts education realize what you have?" That moment changed Sal's path from a sports-loving, playful kid to someone serious about performing arts. Encouraged by this newfound talent, S began vocal training, studying performance techniques, and received unwavering support from his family, especially his Uncle Joe, who didn't hesitate to drive him to perform at lounges, community events, and even weddings across New York. Each time he stood before a microphone, S imagined himself representing a past generation, reviving a golden era of music, and audiences, whether elderly folks reminiscing about their youth, or young people hearing Fly Me to the Moon for the first time, were swept away by how S turned each song into a personal emotional performance alongside his musical journey. S pursued academics diligently. He studied communications at St. John's University, where he joined the Catholic Scholars Program and was active at the student radio station WSJU. Not only did he host the Talks How, the Men's Room, but he also became the station's first PR director, proof of his outstanding communication skills and sharp media instincts. Outside class, he participated in charity fundraisers like the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation and never missed campus ministry events. S once said, "St. John's gave me a strong moral foundation to handle what came later." Indeed, the blend of family values, education, and a music-filled childhood shaped a unique Sal Valentinetti, an artist with a nostalgic soul, still always able to connect with the modern era. And then one day, all those pieces came together on a grand stage where that voice no longer echoed in his grandmother's kitchen, but resounded across America. The AGT Turning Point. The AGT Turning Point that in 2015, at 19, Sal Valentinetti decided to try his luck on the 14th season of one of America's biggest stages, American Idol. Bringing his classic crooner voice to a competition dominated by pop, R&B, and alternative. He passed the first round and made it to Hollywood Week, but didn't advance further. It was a brief experience, quickly forgotten by many after the episode aired. For Stuff, it was his first lesson. Talent alone isn't enough. You need to make an impact. After that, S returned to ordinary life, or rather to delivering pizzas for his relative shop. Dom's Pizzeria and Sports Bar in Bethpage, the image of a burly guy in a delivery uniform, humming, "Fly Me to the Moon," while driving around town, became a familiar sight to locals. Many still recall how S would sing for customers while dropping off pizzas, not for tips but because he couldn't help singing when the song played in his head. Still in that routine, he began rethinking his stage dreams, driven by an inner urge. In late 2015, Sal signed up for America's Got Talent Season 11. When Sal stepped onto the AGT stage, he stood out from every other contestant that day: gray suit, slicked back hair, and a thick Italian New York accent. He didn't ask to sing. He declared, "I didn't come here to try out. I came here to win." From that moment, the studio's atmosphere shifted. Then the intro to Frank Sinatra's My Way began. The golden buzzer Sal Valentinetti, with his warm, polished voice and the demeanor of a 1950s gentleman, had the audience on their feet after just a few lines. Heidi Klum, laughing, exclaimed, "You're incredible." Without hesitation, she hit the golden buzzer, unleashing a shower of golden confetti. Simon Cowell, the famously tough judge, said simply, "You're an old soul in a young man's body." And he was right. S wasn't just a talented contestant, but someone from another era, bringing classic ballads back to life with authenticity and passionate fire. That moment was captured and posted on YouTube, TikTok, and countless platforms. Within 48 hours, the video racked up over 30 million views. Within a month, it surpassed 150 million. To date, AGT reports the clip has exceeded 450 million views, making it one of the most watched auditions in the show's history. American media dubbed him the old-school surprise of the year, and from then on, fans gave him the nickname Sal the Voice to honor his uniqueness in a music industry dominated by auto-tune and stage effects. Advancing to the quarterfinals, Sal surprised again by performing One Direction's modern hit, Story of My Life, but in a swing jazz style. A risky move, but it paid off. The audience erupted. Mel B stood clapping non-stop and Heidi looked at S as if witnessing Sinatra reincarnated. He moved forward via the dunk and save, proving fans were truly connecting with his distinct style. In the semi-finals, S returned to his Sinatra strength with That's Life, a declaration of his journey from pizza delivery to national TV star. The performance earned a standing ovation from all four judges, securing his spot in the finals. On the final night, S performed the classic Mac the Knife, a poignant choice, as it was the first song he sang for strangers at 15. But this time, it was on national TV with a live orchestra and millions watching. He also teamed up with the Jersey Boys for December 1963, turning the night into a vibrant classic music party. Though expected to go further, S finished in the top 5. The winner that year was 12-year-old ukulele prodigy Grace VanderWaal. Instead of disappointment, smiled and told the press, "From the moment I met Grace, I knew she'd win, she has a special light." Though he didn't take the crown, S won in another way. Within months, he became a living symbol of a bygone musical era through his voice, sincerity, and unrelenting spirit. And as the stage lights dimmed, the big question arose. Was Sal just a passing sensation or the start of a new classic legend, fame and pressure? After leaving the America's Got Talent finals, Sal Valentinetti didn't let his name fade like many other contestants. Instead, he seized new opportunities with the poise of a rising artist. The Voice. One of his first post-show highlights was a standout appearance on the AGT Holiday Spectacular in December that year. There he duetted Santa Baby with Heidi Klum, the judge who gave him the golden buzzer. In a hilarious moment, Heidi slipped and fell mid-stage, but instead of faltering, they continued as if it was scripted, leaving the audience in stitches and social media buzzing over their natural chemistry. The clip went viral, amassing millions of views in days. S once again was a media focal point. With that momentum, S booked 3 solo shows at the Paramount in Huntington, New York. No one, not even the organizers, expected all tickets for all 3 nights to sell out in just 12 hours, a record for an independent artist without a studio album. Over 90 minutes each night, Sal didn't just recreate Rat Pack love songs. He shared funny, self-deprecating family stories, poked fun at his Italian roots, and even brought his parents on stage to introduce them. The performances, both elegant and relatable, led Newsday to describe him as bringing classic charm back in modern form. In June 2017, Sal released his debut EP, The Voice, named after his fan-given nickname. The album featured refined covers like The Way You Look Tonight, Can't Take My Eyes Off of You, and You Make Me Feel So Young, arranged in the 1950s big band style. Shockingly, on release day, the EP briefly outranked Drake's More Life on the iTunes pop chart for just 2 hours, but enough for S to gleefully share, "That was the moment I knew this music still had a place." Keeping the momentum, he released the holiday album Christmas Presents, featuring classics like White Christmas and Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, plus an original track, When Christmas Comes to Town, praised as deeply emotional and nostalgic. Nonetheless, his most significant artistic milestone was the album Little Valentine, recorded at Capitol Studios, where Frank Sinatra once cut his timeless tracks with 13 songs, covers and originals, including That's Amore, You Belong to Me, and I'll Be Seeing You. The album, with its top-tier recording, live orchestra, and matured vocals, marked Sal's shift from AGT phenomenon to true artist. Promotional shows across the U.S., from NYCB Theater in Westbury to FM Kirby Center in Pennsylvania, drew thousands, often from all generations. Beyond music, Sal expanded into media with his podcast, Breaking Bread, where each episode is a warm chat with figures from New York's Italian-American community, chefs, entrepreneurs, local artists. The podcast quickly gained a steady audience for Sal's blend of humor, ethnic pride, and relatable family stories. "I want it to feel like a Sunday dinner with the whole family eating and sharing kindness." S said personal life, the biggest challenge for S was staying true to himself in a fast-changing industry. In later interviews, he was candid. "I know I'm not trendy, but if I chase trends, I'll lose what makes me special." That choice wasn't easy, especially when his management suggested modernizing his image for Gen Z, a suggestion S politely declined. Still, that no-compromise stance kept his fans loyal and carved out a unique niche in a noisy industry. But life wasn't just lights and applause. What truly changed S came from behind the curtain, the personal life for Sal Valentinetti. The stage's glare never overshadowed the core values rooted in family. Even when performing at Madison Square Garden or recording in legendary Hollywood studios, he made time to return to Bethpage, the small town where locals still call him Steve and Maria's kid. His tight bond with his parents isn't just an emotional anchor, but also what makes the public see S as warm and approachable, a rarity among modern artists. In interviews, Sal often spoke of his father, a tough man who taught him honor comes before everything, and his mother, the heart of the family, who encouraged his art the right and proper way. Sal's extended Italian family, Uncle Joe, cousins at Dom's Pizzeria, and close neighbors remains his backbone. He regularly appears at Bethpage community events, fundraisers, performs free at schools and churches, or simply joins family dinners after Easter. Despite growing fame, S never detached from his roots. "I'll never forget where I started," he wrote on Instagram. "In those simple days, a great love blossomed, becoming his emotional pillar, Gianna Oliva, his longtime girlfriend, now fiancée." They announced their engagement in December 2022 with a simple, heartfelt Instagram photo. Their love isn't distant or flashy, but deeply real, just like house lives. The couple turned heads at Heidi Klum's 2022 Halloween party. Dressed as Skipper and Ginger from Gilligan's Island, their photo with Klum went viral, drawing media attention for their closeness and witty, refined style. Still, despite such high-profile moments, Gianna remains a discreet partner, a true behind-the-scenes supporter. Another well-known story about S is his health journey. During AGT in 2016, he weighed 315 pounds and was diagnosed with prediabetes, plus serious issues like sleep apnea and mobility